so my topic that I was assigned is impact of disease in shrimp culture industry. Okay. So I think we might have to start with this slide to say that the fishery from the wild captures is steady, you see here. So the aquaculture will be now very important in the issue of global food security, where we will have the 7.5 billion in 2050. So why aquaculture? This is have you ever seen another side of the earth? They're all water. So that we have a big opportunity here. We have the potential of ocean and inland water, so that's why aquaculture is going to be very important for the future food. And the FCR for the fish is only 1:1, which means you put 1 kilogram of the feed into the fish, you get 1 kilogram back. But for the cattle, you put 6.8 kilogram of the feed to get 1 kilogram back. So you see that low FCR is very, very important. So that's why the aquaculture can address the huge demand of fish-based protein around the world. This is Asia shrimp production and shrimp person. I'm going to talk a little bit shrimp. So in Thailand, the production value is nowadays, I think 2018, is about 250,000 to 300,000 tons per year. And our export value is much, 70,000 to 80,000 million baht per year. And the Global Aquaculture Alliance was rating the most challenging issue for the shrimp culture in all countries. And since 2017, disease is the first land. This is extremely important. 2018, again, disease is the major challenge issue. And this year, 2019, again. So, disease is not only the individual problem, individual country problems, but it can spread. So that's why it's, all the shrimp producing country problems. For example, nowadays, I think if you're familiar with shrimp culture, you know about this microsporidium called EHP. At the beginning, it was in only Asia, but now the new report is already spread to the other continent already. EMS first in Asia, but now it's going to Mexico. And white spot is classic, is all over the place, and now in Latin America and Middle East, they all infected with white spot. So it's not in any country problem, it's global problems. The disease in shrimp culture. Thailand, this is a pond culture in Thailand. We don't want to see this. It's so sad to see that taking the water out and then you see the shrimp die everywhere in the pond. This is zero, and the farmer will lose all the investment or die during the culture period. White spot syndrome virus, one major pathogen, the slow growth. The slow growth means you have different size of shrimp in the pond, but the majority, more than 50% is this size, is supposed to be this size at the time we inspect. So this is also sad for the farmer. White feces syndrome is the problem nowadays, and it's caused shrimp stop eating. You put a lot of feed into the pond, but the shrimp don't grow. And other kind of disease, this is called the rostrum of the shrimp was deformed. We call it deformity syndrome by one viruses, and this is to say that the shape is not nice. So this all the problem is caused by the pathogens. So I will start by talking a little bit about this disease because it caused Thailand from one among three top producing countries of the world to number 11 nowadays. We call it early mortality syndrome. And you see that along the way of shrimp culture in Thailand, there is outbreak now and then. But the most severe, okay, I will start with this prey thing is Phineas molodon or black tiger shrimp. And then we got a big hit by the symptom called molodon slow growth syndrome outbreak. After that, we cannot culture Phineas molodon anymore. We have to import Phineas guanamine, which is the white shrimp from US, and this is blue thing. So now in Thailand, we have only 5% of the molodon left, but 95% is Phineas guanamine. It seemed to be okay at the beginning. We reached 600,000, that is the record in Thailand. But 2012, we get the first hit by this bacteria called early mortality syndrome, or you call it, when you are pathologist, acute hepatopancreatic necrosis disease. So I would say EMS happened. Our production dropped from 500,000 to less than 200,000 in 2014, and we never come back to that level until now. And this is how the early mortality syndrome look like. So you lost all. Again, I already showed this slide, but just to tell you that this is not the individual, only the problem in Thailand. It started first time in Vietnam, and then, it started first time, it's just spread and then come to Thailand in 2012, and now going to Mexico. It took us from 2012 to 2015 in order to know that what is the problem and how can we manage it by having to study a lot. We understand what is it. We know what is the problem. It's called toxin. It's not the bacteria itself that is the problem, but it's the toxin. And then we start to work with the Department of Fishery in Thailand to see that how can this problem occur, something like that, and develop the detection method. We even in 2014 we released the first method to detect this early mortality syndrome bacteria, because we think that we can wait for the publication or anything, because it has to be detected as fast as possible by the farmer. And we are also working with this network of aquaculture center in Asia Pacific. So we send them the method to detect this pathogen in the hatchery, in the live feed, so get it from the system. Even Thai version. I think this is very important if we work with Thai, then we have to also write the article in Thai, so the farmer can use the information as fast as possible. And by that, we have been evaluating the impact of this research by the group. I'm sorry, this is in time because it's very difficult to translate from the Kasetsart University. And I think our project with the EMS, along with another 3 projects run in parallel, we can keep Thailand benefit of this amount, which is for me very important. So at the end we recovered 2015, and then we start to recover. But as I said, we never reached the amount we used to have anymore. And with this EMS make us start to think that maybe 4 years of research and 4 years of industry loss, maybe we cannot just, it has to be something to be proactive, surveillance program, something like that have to come up, otherwise we face this kind of loss again. So this is the first project. We, as a researcher, we just think about how to solve the problem. So we asked Newton researchers in workshop for the Newton Fund for the first time to recruit all of these young scientists. We think that they will have a very good idea. to tell us how can we solve the solution of disease problem in Thailand. So that's why we come up with the first Newton project, Newton Research Unit. Oh, this is my wonderful colleague, Professor Glenn Stanford. He is come from Symposium. Okay, so what we are doing is we invite 17 young scientists from UK, 17 young scientists from Thailand, and we have 2 UK mentors and Thai mentors. We have the meeting together in Thailand just to recruit their idea, what they think, how should we do in order to sustain shrimp aquaculture in Thailand. So this is the summary of what they have brainstorming. The first 2 is more or less the research problem. We have that, we will do it. But what we are interested most is here. They think that each partner should work, you cannot work alone. Academic, government and industry have to work together. And also more translate your research for the farmer to use it, or even the policy maker to use it. You can look at this, all this opinion that we got from this research program in this paper. So we come up with the second Newton, Newton institutional link, and our topic now is we would like to build an international network for shrimp health, or we call ourselves INSH, to bridge the gap between research, policy, and farmers. So by having this network, it will make us, solve the problem easier. The farmer see the problem, the sick shrimp, they can send us directly. We can post them and look at the problem in their farm. We can ask for the help from the UK or even the other partner to help us to identify the pathogen if there is any. Okay. So this is what we want to do at the beginning. We want to assist in diagnosis, detection and surveillance and then control of the disease as fast as possible. And we would like to work along with this Thai competent authority, which is the Department of Fisheries in Thailand. We would like to have a strong collaborative research on shrimp disease between national and international laboratory. How can we do that? It's so difficult by you have partners in UK and we are in Thailand. So we start by working on this collaborative projects for urgent shrimp disease. And this is the group that we are working with. I'm going to work with this white disease syndrome. Dr. Anshuma from Mahidol University. She will work a lot with EHP. Dr. Jambursi and Dr. Nukat from this Department of Fisheries. They will work on what they like to do. And this is our mentor that will help us along the projects. Okay, they come like we said, so the UK people come to Thailand, we go to them. And so it's come up with the first, we still think that excellent research will give you the excellent answer for the solution. So this ESP has been research a lot, and then we publish this amount of application, and then we can come up with the solution for the farmers at all levels. Then for the last, after this inch going so wide, we were thinking that maybe how to maintain this INSH is more important because we need a lot of grant support. So again, we don't like to think ourselves, so we invite the stakeholder from the aquaculture industry, from the university, from the farmers, the academic people, together and see how can we sustain this network. We have another mentor, Professor Basit. If you know him, you know that he is working a lot with this epidemiology of human disease. And we, what is it called, round table. And we are interested in these 4 topics in particular. We think that finally, we have to have the industrial operated network. Then the grant can come to the research group, easier or something like that, because we are going to answer the problem that the industry needs. Multinational disease surveillance program, a sustainable, high-density, insurable farm. That is we are doing, and then we would like to have the mechanism and to maintain and improve each. So this is the long-term goal. Like I said, this is possible to set a network that we can work together, so we can solve the problem faster. And also, in my opinion, this reference laboratory for disease detection is very, very important now. In Thailand, there are many labs who are working individually. We don't talk much. So how about if in the future we can have one national reference laboratory? We can talk to this directly to the CEO who talk again to this World Organization for Animal Health, and also we have this provincial reference laboratory that work together with this national reference lab, something like that. So this network is we are trying to do it. Finally, we also success after we talk about this network of Asian laboratory. We got another fund for Newton Prize or somewhere. Newton Prize here. We won the Chairman Award. So we have the grant going on for another 2 years. And finally this year we got the grant from the Royal Society of UK to continue the work. So I mean my group has been long time working with the disease because we got this kind of grant from the industry. And Dr. Khan is here. So he is more or less the PI of this project. So if you are interested in, you can talk to him. Okay. That is, I was making it so fast, but if you have the question, please ask me. Thank you for your attention. And this is our website. If you are interested in, you go here. And the people who is responsible for my website is here, Dr. Liwan, so you can talk to her. She comes from Mexico. Okay, thanks again.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Kallaya, for the title, The Impact of Disease and Treatment in the Industry. Have any questions from the floor? It's so clear.
Congratulations for your success, and it is a success story, and you really example for many women working in this field. So congratulations. My question is that how would I saw that you have presented until 2016 the recovery in the shrimp production.
Yeah.
What happened to 2017 and 18?
We are still at 300, not more than 350,000. Not more than 350,000 tons per year. We are still at that level. We don't go until going back to
So the recovery is going upward after 2016?
They gradually recover so slowly. But I mean, many farmers on 2014 they don't want to culture shrimp anymore, so they let it. So we need to get trust back in order to get that 600,000.
And if it is detected that there is a early the death syndrome, so in that case, what can be done?
Oh, normally we suggest in terms of research, we suggest two things. The first is you don't use the PL, you don't stop the PL that are appendoscopic. That's the first thing, very important. The second, don't use the live feed because, or if you want to use it, then you should check if they are contaminated with this appendix, because we found that these two things is the major cause of death of PNS.
So yesterday the farmers owners, they would like to have such a center. They can seek advice from. If you're proposing a national center, but I think that would be difficult for the farmers to access. Isn't there also a need for the regional centers?
Okay. Actually, we have planned for that. I think we planned since 2014, the first time we got this the plan. What we are doing now is 2 things. First, we go out to the farmers. In Thailand, you have the farmer from association. So you can name like 10 association in Thailand. So every time we have the advice, recommendation, we go to the association. So that is something, or even publish in the Thai journal. I think this is going to be very important. And secondly, we connect them by the website. So we have the website, we translate everything to Thai, we translate everything to Thai, so they can talk to us easier. And lines, so it is the lines now.
Okay, thank you so much.